Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially the 2023 presidential election. And as I keep saying, the 2023 presidential election is the most important of all the elections. In this video, I want to talk about the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, former governor of Lagos State. A whole lot is being attributed to him. Those who promote him claim that he built Lagos. And when they hear that anybody is in Lagos, anybody is living in Lagos, they say, you are living in Lagos, and it was Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu that provided the enabling environment for you to live in Lagos. Sometimes they make mockery of people and say, why don't you go back to your state instead of staying in Lagos, built by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm making this video to show that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu never built Lagos. And even when he was the governor of Lagos State, he performed abysmally. And that there is nothing that mark him out as exceptional. He is just a creation of the Lagos media. And I will show you that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in this video, I will show that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu never built Lagos. And first of all, I will start by letting those who are ignorant about Lagos to note that Lagos by 1914 was made the capital of Nigeria. It became the capital of Nigeria when they have joined the Northern and Southern Protectorates. Yes, when they joined the Northern and Southern Protectorate, Lagos became the capital of Nigeria. So Lagos is not a creation of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In fact, he is like every other immigrant to Lagos. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is an immigrant in Lagos. He is from Osun State. And many Lagosians, the indigenous of Lagos, they know it. So Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is no greater owner of Lagos than any other immigrant who moved from any part of Nigeria to Lagos. And before anybody begin to say anything, I want you to go and check your history book. By 1946, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe from Onitsha was elected into Lagos City Council. I don't know whether they have born Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu by that time. I don't know where Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was when Sir Louis Ojukwu, the father of late Ikemba Odumegwu Ojukwu, became the chairman of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. He was the first chairman of Nigerian Stock Exchange. So Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not build Lagos. And I will give you more facts that show that even as governor, he didn't perform so spectacularly to warrant the kind of accolade some of his lackeys are given to him just to hoodwink Nigerians that he was a performer. So between 1914 and 1991, Lagos was the capital of Nigeria. So you can do your math and calculate within that period. Because it was in 1991 that Babangida finally moved the capital from Lagos to Abuja. So Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu became governor of Lagos State in 1999, 8 years, only 8 years after Lagos ceased to be capital of Nigeria. Okay? So, given the fact that Lagos is the capital of Nigeria, or was the capital of Nigeria for such a long time, anybody who governs Lagos have a head start than any other state. Okay? It's just like somebody who is appointed, who became governor of Federal Capital Territory Abuja, and somebody who became governor of Niger State or governor of Nasarawa State. The person who governs FCT Abuja has a head start because already the infrastructure have been put there by the federal government. And there are other things that are provided in Lagos, being the federal capital of Nigeria for so many years, that gives it advantage. So it is therefore infantile when people begin to compare Anambra State with Lagos State. Anambra State was created around 1991 or thereabout. So you can't begin to compare Oka. You are saying you want to compare what did the peterobi do in Oka with what Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu supposedly did in Lagos. Because Oka was like a virgin land, just like a small organic town that was made the capital of Anambra State when it was created. But that's before I digress, so that I concentrate on Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his issue with Lagos. Now, there is a lot of advantage that Lagos enjoys, which makes Lagos magnet for revenue generation, for wide range of incomes from diverse sources. That is why internally generated revenue in Lagos is one of the highest, if not the highest in Nigeria. And I will list these advantages that Lagos has and show you that anybody who has ever been governor of Lagos had a head-on start. So the person is always seen as a star because he didn't really have much to do. Now, let me give you the kind of advantage that Lagos enjoys, which are not the result of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Lagos has been enjoying this since 1914. And even as the capital has moved from Lagos since 1991 to Abuja, Lagos still retains some of these advantages. Okay? One, like I said, Lagos has been capital of Federal Republic of Nigeria since 1914. So that confers on Lagos a lot of advantages than any other state in Nigeria. Now, the benefit of that is that because Lagos was the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria, Lagos attracted more than half of the developmental projects in Nigeria. So Lagos enjoys and enjoyed unprecedented infrastructural development. Okay? Because of the fact that it's a federal territory. It has the best network of roads in Nigeria. It has the best network of communication. It has the best network of amenities than any other part of Nigeria, because it's a place that was chosen as the capital of Nigeria. It's just like in Abuja here. Abuja enjoyed the best of infrastructure you can think of in Nigeria right now. The same thing with Lagos as capital of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Then another advantage of Lagos was that it is the center of port activities in Nigeria. For whatever reason, the federal government of Nigeria has failed to develop the eastern ports. Most of the ports that are operational in Nigeria are domiciled in Lagos. So these port activities bring heavy economic activity in Lagos. And this is at the detriment of the eastern ports. And that's why Lagos is congested. The port areas are congested. Everything, every importation, most of the importation of things in Nigeria passes through Lagos ports. So it generates a lot of revenue. So when Lagos begins to show that it generates more than any other place, it's because of this advantage that it enjoys. Okay? And many people used to ask, say, why is it that so many people from outside Southwest are living in Lagos? They are living in Lagos because federal government failed to develop the eastern ports. The ports of Port Harcourt, so many things are not imported through there. The ports of Calabar, Sapele, Warri, Uyo, Ibom, they're not developed. So everybody has to be in Lagos. So if you want to decongest Lagos and you want less people to be in Lagos, decentralize the ports. So this concentration of ports in Lagos brings a lot of money for the Lagos state government and for the federal government. If you know, and I think you should know, since the price of oil has gone up, but the Nigerians' ability to meet its OPEC quota because of oil theft, Nigeria have been getting very small amount of revenue from oil. The bulk of the revenue coming into Nigeria is from remittances from Nigerians in diaspora and money generated through the ports. And then by taxation, corporate taxation especially. That is how important the ports in Lagos are. So as federal government is making money through the ports, Lagos state government is grabbing part of that money. So you don't need to be a rocket scientist if you are governor of Lagos state to be part of the largesse coming into Lagos. So that is how Lagos is. And the people are giving the credit to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He is not the one that built the port. The ports of Lagos were developed 100% by the federal government of Nigeria. But Lagos, being a state, by its proximity to that port, collect part of the rents. And then tax all those who carry out activities around the port and outside the port. So it has nothing to do with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. These things have been happening in Lagos before he became governor in 1999. And they will continue to happen long after there will be no more Tinubu in this world. Because that is the way it is. That's the way the Lagos is. Because right now, it remains the commercial capital of Nigeria because a lot of activities are going on. It is through Lagos that the government of Nigeria make a lot of money. And that is basically through the ports. So that should be well understood. That should be well understood. It's not Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu that built the ports of Lagos. Okay? It may surprise you. You may not know this, but let me reveal it to you. Do you know that federal government of Nigeria made a policy that pharmaceutical companies can only import pharmaceutical products through Lagos ports? You cannot import pharmaceuticals through Calabar. You cannot import pharmaceuticals through Port Harcourt. You cannot import pharmaceutical through Warri Port. And you and I know that many people from the East are among the major importers of pharmaceutical products in this country. That's why many of them, you see them living in Lagos. And people are asking, why are you not living, why are you living in Anambra? Why are you not living in Anambra? Why are you not living in Imo? Because the federal government policy made it so. Only in Nigeria that you will have this large amount of ports in eastern Nigeria. And you are making a policy that all pharmaceuticals must come from Lagos. You must import all pharmaceuticals from Lagos. Then you are asking, why are people staying in Lagos? They have to stay in Lagos because that is the way government wants it. And they are done there at the behest or mercy of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is the federal government policy. And I consider it irresponsible policy because Nigeria is the only country with so much array of ports. Only the ones in Lagos are developed more than any other ports. Port Harcourt is only for oil to be taken away. Such a sad situation. Now, all these advantages that come with it is what they are attributing to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that he built Lagos. He didn't build Lagos. Many of these policies are policies of federal government of Nigeria for whatever reason. Another advantage that Lagos enjoy, you may not know this, but let me tell you. Do you know that most of the multinational oil companies are headquartered in Lagos? It wasn't Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu that told them to be there. No. Shell had made Lagos its headquarters and several other oil companies. And all these people contribute to the economy of Lagos. And you know the effort that Niger Delta governors have been making to force the multinationals to move their headquarters to Niger Delta, where the oil have been exploited. And they gave all manners of reason. They say insecurity, they say this or that. But basically it's because of the enabling environment that federal government had provided in Lagos as former capital of Nigeria. That is why people in Niger Delta, when they are looking for job in oil companies, they have to go to Lagos. And many of them are never employed. And that's why you have a lot of anger in the Niger Delta. And all these things are to the advantage of Lagos. It wasn't Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu that brought them there. Lagos have been an enabling environment for oil companies to put their headquarters long before Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was even born. Right from the time they started the discovery of oil in Oloibri, in present-day Bayelsa State, Lagos have held the attraction for multinational oil companies as their headquarters. It wasn't Tinubu that brought them there. It wasn't Tinubu that made the enabling environment for them to be there. It is an accident of geography and the decision of the colonial masters to make Lagos the capital of Nigeria in 1914, which lasted until 1991. So let us be guided when we hear all this talk about Tinubu and what magic he performed in Lagos. He didn't perform any magic in Lagos. Now, before I go further to discuss this Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to show you that he didn't make Lagos, he never built Lagos. If you are new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. Now, there was a documentary that was recently done where they alleged that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu built Lagos. And one of the things they claimed that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was built was the Eco-Atlantic City. That's one of the biggest lies they have been spreading, that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu built Eco-Atlantic. He's responsible for it. No, he is not. And I will prove it to you here. You see, in the olden days, in the 70s, where the Eco-Atlantic City is situated today, used to be Bar Beach, where they kill armed robbers. They used to, in those days, criminals, armed robbers, they used to tie them on stake, and the soldiers would shoot them in public so as to act as a deterrent to others. This same Lagos Bar Beach was also facing part of environmental challenges. It was also creating environmental challenges of sea flooding. So environmental challenges was threatening that area in Lagos. And some businessmen, Lebanese and others, who have estates, who have business interests, hotels and stuff around the area, they knew that their business is under serious threat because roads used to be flooded through the sea overflow, through the Bar Beach. So they now did get involved some scholars, engineers, to come up with solution to this problem. It was in the course of finding a solution to the problem of Bar Beach, they come up with a technology that they can use to reclaim that place and stop this environmental challenge, the sea overflow, and all that. At that time, in 2003, these people came up with this, wrote a paper on it, and they call it the final solution to environmental problem in Lagos Bar Beach. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was governor. They approached him so that he will be the middleman between them and the federal government. They approached Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and presented this proposal to him for onward transmission to Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, the president of Nigeria at the time. Now, when Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as governor of Lagos State, took this proposal by these people, this group of private sector business executives, that they took it to Asiwaju, and Asiwaju now onward transmission to Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. When Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu presented this Eco-Atlantic City project to Obasanjo, Obasanjo studied it and found out that it would be beneficial to the environment, to the investors, to Lagos State government, and to the federal government. Obasanjo then approved it. So the Eco-Atlantic City project you are seeing, which they are attributing to Tinubu, was approved by President Olusegun Obasanjo. But if you watch that documentary, there was no mention of Obasanjo in anywhere. All they were telling you is that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was instrumental to the Eco-Atlantic City project. No. If Obasanjo had not approved that project, it would not have taken off. If the private sector, who were responsible for the idea and for putting their money after it had been approved, the project would have been dead on arrival. Lagos state government under Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not provide shish, as they used to say these days, to that project. It was a wholly private sector driven that was approved by federal government of Nigeria through the seal of office of President Olusegun Obasanjo. So you can say, if you want to give credit to the emergence of the Eco-Atlantic, first, you have to give credit to the private sector businessmen who were able to see opportunity in a disaster, in an environmental disaster-prone Lagos Bar Beach, and turn it into an asset that is beneficial both to themselves and to the Lagos state government and to the federal government. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has no role in that place except that the role of a middleman between the private investors on the project who came up with the idea and the federal government under President Olusegun Obasanjo, who eventually approved that project. And that basically is the only project they are laying claim that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu did in Lagos. Because Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, unlike other former governors of Lagos State that have landmark projects, you have heard about Jakonde Estate and other things like that. There's nothing like that in the name of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There is no housing estate under his name. There is no major landmark under his name. The one he's trying to, they are now claiming he did was this Eco-Atlantic city. But he was. If I didn't tell you now, you may not know it because they obfuscate the facts to try to present it as if it was a brainchild of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It was not. And because there were not much that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu did in Lagos, except the so-called appointment of people, which they now say, use it as a yardstick to say Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu groomed people. So all those people now that are serving under Buhari's regime, is Buhari that groomed them. So Buhari groomed Amechi. Buhari groomed the Minister of Housing, Fashola. So Buhari would not claim, because he has done 8 years with Buhari, he would do 8 years with Buhari, then Buhari would claim he groomed him. When these men have already formed their ideas before they met with him. Professor Yemi Osinbajo was already a professor of law when he was made a commissioner in Lagos. And you see a man like that, you say that it was Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu that groomed him. He only appointed him to take advantage of his knowledge. And he offered his knowledge, his technical services as a lawyer and as Attorney General of the state. Okay? So let people be guided when they say all these things, that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu built Lagos. Now I've shown you that there is no landmark project that is linked with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 8 years. Of course, one of the things they used to give him credit for, they say he grew the internally generated revenue of Lagos. Of course, he was able to grow it, but what was the outcome? As Lagos IGR continued to grow under him and continue to grow even to present day, that is how the depth of Lagos keep on skyrocketing. today Lagos is the most indebted state in Nigeria. And when you say it, people will tell you that even America is indebted. But that's comparing apple with orange. It shows the fiscal irresponsibility of Lagos since 1999. And don't forget, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is still the man running Lagos today. He is the de facto governor of Lagos State. He left power in 2007, but power has not yet left him because he has clung onto power. He determines who becomes legislator in Lagos, who becomes local government chairman. He determines who becomes governor. He determines who becomes senator. He determines who becomes House of Reps member. So he is still the one running Lagos. So all the wrongs of Lagos today, he has a hand in it by the fact that he is the one running Lagos. Since the governor of Lagos cannot take any serious decision without his approval. But he didn't build Lagos. Lagos have been there. Lagos have been developed by federal government with federal money, with oil money. Just the same way that oil money is being used to develop Abuja today at the expense of other parts of Nigeria. And look at the legacy in Lagos, or the legacy he left in Lagos, which is still there. Because let us not talk about legacy, because he's still in charge. You may not know it, but Lagos is the only state that went to court to stop the implementation of Freedom of Information Act in Lagos. Freedom of Information Act that was signed in 2011 by President Goodluck Jonathan, so as to make information readily available for Nigerians and the media. Lagos went to court to say that Freedom of Information Act cannot be operated in Lagos. Why? They are hiding corruption. They don't want anybody to see their books. These are the legacies of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So let us get the facts clear. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not build Lagos. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has only played his own part in Lagos, but he didn't build Lagos. Lagos is already primed for development because enabling environment for growth have been there for a very long time. So when next anybody tells you that Tinubu built Lagos, please don't forget to itemize the points I have given out here to tell him that, look, Lagos is a creation of the colonial masters and the federal government of Nigeria. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu just was a beneficiary of what was already on ground. He didn't build anything fantastic. He didn't build Lagos. He is just as an immigrant like every other Nigerian that comes from outside Lagos State. Like I told you earlier on, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe from Onitsha was elected into Lagos City Council in 1946. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu from Osun State was elected governor of Lagos State in 1999. That is history of Lagos. Thank you for watching this video. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, hit the notification button, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you.